So it is the 13th of August and this is the start of another weekly reading vlog. So I didn't start yesterday because I had a fight with my computer trying to upload last week's reading vlog, so that didn't happen. But I am here now. I'm gonna make a challenge to myself to actually end this vlog and talk about the books that I read because last week I didn't. I am here today to talk about Ninth House and what I'm thinking of it. So I'm currently on page 105. Honestly, it took a while to get into this. Like I'm in it now, like I'm really interested. But it took around 100 pages for me to get like all of the backstory and stuff like that. And I think that some POVs are like bouncing around and others aren't as distinct. So it's kind of confusing, but overall I'm really enjoying it. I don't know too much about like occult or like Skull and Bones or anything like that, so I'm kind of ignorant in that aspect. I think some people who are more interested in that will know a lot more, but I'm like almost completely ignorant on like all of these cults and stuff like that, so I don't know. I don't really get it yet. But again, I'm only 100 pages in and I think this is almost like 500 pages. Yeah, like it's 462 pages. So I don't imagine that I'll know too much more until at least 150 pages. But yeah, just be aware that it does take quite a while to get comfortable with the world. Although I will say, right from the get-go, the magic system and all of the like urban legends and stuff are almost seamlessly integrated into real life, which is really interesting. So essentially this girl, her name is Galaxy, or Alex as she's referred to in book, gets recruited by Skull and Bones because she can see ghosts and they kind of need like that ability. She is a drug addict or a former drug addict, and so she's going through a lot of trauma from that. And it's actually really interesting that I'm reading this in this time period of my life. So I recently got diagnosed with PTSD and it's actually strange how much I relate to and understand how Alex is feeling. I didn't think that I would get it from a book like this, but I'm actually really excited. I hope that this will be one of those like books that's very integral in me healing, stuff like that, because it's really, really nice and really, really important to me right now to feel this sort of representation and to feel seen, because PTSD does come with like all of these weird like stigmas attached to it. Most people think that PTSD is strictly reserved for like soldiers, I guess, and that's not the case. Anyone who has been through or experienced like a traumatic situation, I guess, or event can have PTSD. And yeah, it's really interesting. I'm really excited to get more into it. There have been a couple of triggers that have come up so far, but I'm actually surprisingly okay. I think I'm in a good headspace right now that it doesn't bother me. But the triggers that I've seen so far are they were performing surgery, I do believe, on a person who is alive, and they weren't licensed doctors, so you know, kind of iffy there. And then there's also murder. Murder is a thing. And I think that I'm coming up to the self-harm part. So there's definitely a little bit of self-harm, but it's in a way that doesn't actually trigger me. And I think that it only happens once in the book. So I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more reading tonight. I'm going to try and get to page 150. Or 200 if I get really into it, and then I will probably update you tomorrow because it is currently, what time is it? 12:40, so it's technically the 14th. So yeah. But anyways, I will update you later. Sorry that I didn't start this before, but you know, it's fine. I'm getting more comfortable filming on camera with like minimal makeup on, which is really dumb to say because like, I mean, who cares? Except for me. I care. But yeah, I don't know. Usually I'm like too anxious to film at night for some reason. I don't know what it is. Anxiety comes in weird ways, but I'm getting over it. Oh man, I have dark circles for days. I haven't been sleeping well lately. there's a lot going on. But I'm surprisingly okay today. Like, I had a good day. We'll see how that works. Anyways, I'm done rambling now. So, yeah, I will see you all later. Hello. So it is Friday. I didn't vlog on Wednesday or Thursday because I'm trash. But I just got a package in the mail, and this is from Carrie, and she told me that I had to film so that she could get my reaction. So that's what I'm doing. So I know the one thing that's in here, and it's right on the top card. And it's the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Girls of Paper and Fire. So this one has the red cover, and it is beautiful. Holy crap. Oh, I'm so happy. This is the only one that I had to complete my collection apart from the paperback, which I will be buying when Girls of Storm and Shadow comes out. But yeah, this is the only other one that I needed. I'm very happy to have it. Thank you so much, Carrie. I flipped it. Here, let's open the card here. Carrie, you are a sweetheart. I love you so much. Oh, I love you. So the next thing is she sent me an arc of Once and Future, and thank you so much. I actually haven't read this yet. I have a finished copy, but I'm actually really happy to have an arc too, because it says on the front here, this has amazing NB rep. You need it in your life. So I'm gonna read this soon. And then, oh my god, okay. The last thing I saw a glimpse of, and I know what it is, and I'm gonna cry. So she sent me her copy of Girls of Storm and Shadow, and I have been trying to get an arc of this for forever, and I never got like any replies back or anything like that, and so she just sent me her copy. I freaking love you, Carrie, so much. You have no idea. I'm so excited. So this is the sequel to Girls of Paper and Fire. I want to drop everything and read this right now. Oh my god. It's so big, it's like 400 pages. Ah! If you're not following Carrie, you totally should. She is the sweetest, kindest person I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, ever. We haven't met in real life, but that is gonna happen at some point. Yeah, her channel is Carrie the Book Bell. I will leave it down below and up here as well. Definitely follow her, definitely subscribe. She's wonderful. I'm gonna go text her right now and become emotional, so yeah, bye. This is a public service announcement. You need to pre-order this book. 5 out of 5 stars. Oh my god. Holy shit. Look at all of my tabs. Oh my god. I want to reread this immediately. Oh my gosh. Also, okay, so I haven't been on this vlog in like a while, just like a lot of stress. Like I had a really stressful psychiatrist appointment and all of that other stuff, and I'll talk more about that when it's daytime. It's currently like 2:30. I'm doing like a 24-hour readathon with Rachel Marie, Jada Reader, and Riley Marie. But I wanted to share this because I am also doing this for August and September. This is a readathon of the soul, and it's essentially a BTS themed readathon, and all of the prompts are the song titles for Map of the Soul Persona. Hello. Which is just essentially their newest album. And so I just wanted to show you this bullet journal spread and show you like my TBR. So I just finished Ninth House, and I'll talk more about that tomorrow morning as well when I'm like coherent. But if you wanted to know right now, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing. I'll do like a more in-depth discussion tomorrow because I haven't really discussed that. But since I'm doing a 24-hour readathon right now, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay up. I think what I'm going to do, Microcosmos, the prompt for that song is Book That Means a Lot to You. I had written down Girls of Paper and Fire for it, but as you will have seen earlier in this vlog, Carrie from Carrie the Book Bell sent me Girls of Storm and Shadow. So I know that this book is going to mean a lot to me. Like, Girls of Paper and Fire is my favorite book of all time. And I know that this isn't going to be disappointing. At least I really hope not. Just watch me jinx it now. So I wanted to start this. So Jade and I are actually going to be buddy reading this, and I really want to start it. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, sorry about the discombobulated vlog. I just feel like I needed to say that right now because this vlog is not structured whatsoever. I feel kind of bad. But yeah, I will talk more about the books that I want to read from now until September 20th. And oh, I'll leave the Twitter handle for the person who's organizing this readathon. I have completely forgotten their handle, but I follow them, and all of these prompts are really amazing, and I will talk more in depth about it tomorrow. But for right now, I'm going to start Girls of Storm and Shadow because I need it in my life. Okay, goodbye. Okay, friends, if I look tired, it's because I am. So it's the next day, it's Saturday, the 24th of August, and I just wanted to kind of sit down and have a chat about the stuff that I've been reading because I haven't really done that this entire vlog because I just didn't. So last night I finished Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved this book. So without getting into like too much detail because it doesn't come out until October, this is essentially a occult fantasy mystery mix. It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly the genre because this book does a lot within like the 480 pages that it covers. So essentially the plot is that the main character, Galaxy, she gets called Alex throughout the entire book because she hates her name. She was a drug addict that eventually got picked up by Leith. I think that's how it's pronounced. Leith/Live. Leith is one of the 9 houses of Skull and Bones, I guess, is what it's kind of based off of in Yale. And so Skull and Bones is kind of like a fraternity/society within Yale University. And this book has kind of like turned it on its head a little bit, and they dabble in everything for occult. And so she gets recruited because of her ability to see ghosts, or as they call them in this book, greys. And there's a lot of stuff that happens in this book. There's a murder mystery that happens. There's also a kidnapping/appearance of one of the characters in there. And this book is told through alternating perspectives between semesters. So there is a perspective in the fall semester and then the perspective in the winter semester. So the fall perspective is from the perspective of Darlington, which is one of the higher up members of the House of Leith. And Alex is basically kind of his apprentice. And so she's adopted by this society. She's being put through Yale on a full ride, even though she doesn't have any of the credentials. And she's basically learning how to do occult stuff and how to like help with rituals and stuff like that. And Alex is a character that has become very important to me. She goes through a lot in this book, and she goes through a lot before the events of this book happen. And so she has a lot of trauma, and I read this book at the absolute perfect time in my life. I got diagnosed with PTSD, and it's been really, really healing and really, really awesome to read through a book that has genuine representation of PTSD. I've never read a book with PTSD rep, or I've never read a book that has outright PTSD rep. And I relate to so many things that Alex goes through. I relate to all of the feelings that she has, all of the flashbacks that she has, all of the feelings of guilt, the feelings of emptiness, the feelings of depression. I've gone through it all. And this book is not a happy book. This book is very dark. A lot of you will know this because you are frequent on book Twitter. There are lots of trigger warnings in this. The main ones that I can think of are child sexual assault and rape, overdosing, drug addiction, violence, gore. There is self-harm, although I will say that the self-harm is through a ritualistic perspective. I know a lot of people with triggers have very broad horizons when it comes to triggers. Like, it could be anything that even feels like that. But for me personally, I need to have a certain context within the triggers. So the self-harm and the suicide that's in there, it didn't really trigger me that much. There is also loss of loved ones and a lot of grief surrounding that. A lot of the death scenes are very violent and very graphic. So just be aware that if you are sensitive to any sort of graphic content or context, I would not read this book. I would just not read this book if you are sensitive to anything like that. But I was surprised with how much I actually needed this book. And there's been a discussion going on Twitter about how like dark books are needed for people to see their situations being portrayed and see their situations handled from another perspective. And that's exactly what I needed, honestly. Like, I've never gone through the same things that Alex has gone through. I've never been sexually assaulted or anything like that. But I did go through a traumatic event, and she also saw a traumatic event, and it affected her, and it's affected me. I recently got this PTSD diagnosis, but I've known for a while, and just reading about somebody with the same issues and the same struggles that I have has been really powerful. And I just hope that Lay knows that she wrote a damn good book, and she wrote a book that will stay with me and other readers who have gone through stuff like this for the rest of their lives. And I just hope that if she ever sees this, she probably won't, but if she ever sees this, or if she ever sees the DM that I sent her on Instagram, I hope she knows how thankful I am to her and how thankful I am that she was brave enough and strong enough to put her trauma out like this. Because you see it through a bunch of her other books, like especially Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Inej and Nina both go through things like this. And I think that she has said that she is a survivor, and I have so much more respect for her now that I've read this book. So if you're on the fence about this book, if you know that you're not going to be triggered but you're still on the fence about it, please read it. Along with that, it is like, if you don't like plot driven books, or if you don't like really, really slow books, I probably wouldn't recommend this book, honestly. Like, this book is a lot of characterization and building up the plot. And honestly, yeah, it's slow in some places, but this book is so intoxicating. I found myself lost in all of the occult rituals and all of the descriptions of everything. And it's kind of cool to read about Yale, because I have been to Yale before. I took a vacation to the East Coast of the United States a couple of years ago. I was dating somebody there at the time, and we went to Yale, and it's just like, it's a very eerie town. Like, New Haven, even if there is no magic that exists, New Haven is creepy. And I thought that it was the absolute perfect setting for this book. I thought that it was just the right amount of like eerie and creepy, but also powerful. And I love this book so much. I am forever thankful that I read this in a time in my life when I needed it the most. And yeah, I really liked it. I have been seeing it getting mixed reviews, but I would implore you to try it. If you have the means and the ability and you are able to read it, please read it, because I think that it deserves the chance. I think that it is intoxicating, it's dark, it's gritty, and it's so important. Yeah, Ninth House, 5 out of 5 stars, definitely. So that's the first book that I've read so far. I have only read 2 books this month, which isn't a lot. I've been a little bit slow, and honestly, Ninth House, I didn't want it to end, so I was going like extra slow. But I did start on Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyan last night. I'm on page 35. I have tabbed 10 or 11 things, and I've shed tears twice. So that's how that's going for me. I know that it's gonna be amazing. I know that I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 stars. I'm so thankful that I have the arc. Thank you, Carrie. I love you. And I really want to read right now, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I will update you later with my thoughts.